Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited because I got my hands on a product that actually isn't supposed to be out for another few days actually, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I have definite opinions about this product. It is the Kat Von D pomade for brow. So on the 20th, Kat Von D is going to be releasing some brow products, a lot of different brow products, and they're going to be at Sephora and Kat Von D, and sometimes things come out on the web ahead of time in the store. All I know is that I walked into a store and they had the pomade there, so I just grabbed it, and they had my color that I wanted, and they had the artistry color that I wanted. So I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. But before I do, and before I give you a full review on these, because I've used them enough to know how I feel about them every which way, I just wanted to give you an overview of the brow products. There are 3 different ways you can put your brow on with the new Kat Von D. They are a powder, which is in a phenomenally beautiful little compact. There is the pomade, which I just showed you, which is in a phenomenally beautiful little container. And there are pencils, which are probably my favorite in that I think they are. Actually, I think the pomade is pretty innovative, and I haven't had to put my hands on the brow yet, but I think from what I've read about them, they're pretty great. But what I love about the pencils is that they are created in a microblade style, which is different than any of the pencils that I own or that I've used or tried. A lot of them will either have a point or this sort of almost teardrop triangular sort of shape. You've probably seen them. Anastasia has some really nice pencils. Benefit has some, and there's other brands that have them as well. This one from Kat Von D is neither of those shapes. It is literally like this little line that when you use it, I tested on my hand that day, when you use it on your skin, it creates the finest, thinnest, most beautiful little line that totally looks like hair. So it's supposed to look like you microbladed some hair on, and I'm really excited for them to come out because I'm absolutely going to buy one of those for myself. So I will talk more about that when I finally get my hands on it, and I'll do another video when I get more brow stuff. But like I said, I had walked into a store and they had a limited amount of colors in the pomade, which I was definitely interested in. I love the idea of pomade. When I watch people on YouTube pomade their brows on, I want to pomade my brows on too. And whenever I do that, I don't want to say it's a disaster, but I have very long hairs. So I actually have brows. I'm more just filling in little areas, or maybe just kind of giving a little bit more definition to the tail, because I feel like you start to lose that over time. And whenever I use any pomade from anybody, it just feels like a big old mess. I feel like you really have to give yourself a minute unless you've just really practiced and you're really good at it. And so I was really interested in getting my hands on a pomade that was easier for me to use, and that once it's set down, it's just going to stay there, and I don't have to worry about if I accidentally touch my face or if it's rainy or snowy, because I live in a part of the country where it's, there's always like rain, snow, or something. And I'm a huge Kat Von D fan. I pretty much like every Kat Von D product I've tried. There's a couple that aren't like my favorite, but for the most part, I think her products are really great. They're budge proof. They have a lot of pigment and all the things that I'm looking for. So I just decided to go ahead and try these, and I will give you my very strong opinion on them. But like I said, there is a powder, there's a pencil, there is a pomade, and there's also 2 new brushes coming out. One that is a stiffer angled brush, which is made for this, and one that is the one that I want to get my hands on, which was made for the powder, which is also an angled brush, but has these like little notches cut out. So as soon as I get that, I will make a video and show it to you. For today, I just used one of the tools I already had. This is the Brow Gal spoolie and slanted what's it called? Slanted brush. So I'm a fan of this. I like the way it works, and that's what I use today. First thing I noticed when I use this is that when I put my brush in to grab some product, it like almost flew into the container. This is so much softer than any other pomade I've ever used. I like that. I feel like I have a little bit more control, that it's a lot more lightweight to work with and hopefully to wear, and I needed that because I find pomades to be a little too thick. Again, I have brows and I'm trying to fill in, so some of you may like the thickness of some of the other brands that are very well loved that make really beautiful products, but for me, it's a little too much because I just really need to get in through the hair onto the skin to fill in little gaps. I'm not trying to replicate hair. So for me, this formulation is fantastic. I do think some of you that need to replicate hair would still like it, but definitely those of you who are just trying to fill in gaps, I think you're really going to like this one. It is super light. It's I don't want to call it airy, but it's more like almost airy like than other products. I almost think of it as, you think of a conventional like yogurt or Greek yogurt that's a little bit thicker, and then you think of those like whipped ones. To me, comparatively speaking, this is more like the whipped yogurt, and most pomades are more like a thicker yogurt. So I just feel like it's really light. I can get in there and work with it. I like to grab a little bit of product, very little bit for myself, put it on my hand, and then just kind of go back and forth with the brush until I get the brush coated the way I want, because I don't want too much product. I really just kind of want to be able to make those hairs or stamp it in. Another reason you want to do that is because of the formulation. I think this is going to dry out very quickly if you don't put the cap on right away and tightly. And I was actually doing a little research by watching some of the stuff on like Kat Von D's. I think she put it up on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere. Two of her artists did this little tutorial on it, and even they said the same thing. It was like their tip, like put it on your hand and put your cap on right away. So that's the one thing to know about this, is if you're somebody that likes to just open up everything, take your time, this is a product that you might want to think twice about, because I think you really need to be thoughtful about the cap. Otherwise, you're going to lose your $19 in a minute. As for price, it costs $19 per pot. I think that is a totally great price for a higher end product. If you're a drugstore person, that might feel like a few dollars more than you want to spend. That's a personal choice. I tend to prefer high-end makeup over drugstore makeup as a whole, and luxury makeup, I'm starting to really get into that. I wish I wasn't, because it's so stupid expensive, but I'm very happy at the high-end makeup. I find that the quality's better, I find that it lasts longer, and for me it's worth the extra couple dollars. So $19, totally fair for high-end makeup. Everybody else's are approximately that amount, you know, maybe $1 less or $4 more or whatever, depending on the brand. But I think the cost is great for what it is. In terms of quality, this is already my favorite pomade. I've had it for about 3 or 4 days. I've used it every day since I've had it. I have used it in the brow as it is intended. I've gone a little heavier. I've gone more natural. I liked it both ways. With the Artistry color, I have used it as an eyeliner and an eyeshadow and a brow product. I was very happy with the versatility and the feel, both on the skin and on the skin where you have your brows. So the day I used this as an eyeshadow, I put it on, it stayed on, it looked really pretty. It didn't move. I wasn't worried about it ending up like different places on my face or smearing out. I really liked the look of it, and I like it as an eyeliner. Now, my favorite eyeliner is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, so I'm not really looking for new eyeliners. I test out stuff all the time because I'm a beauty blogger, but I'm not really looking for the next best thing, because that hand over fist is the best eyeliner I've ever used. So it's not that I'm necessarily going to be using these as eyeliners every day, but I absolutely could. So for those of you who, let's say you find the marker style, hers is actually more of it's an actual brush tip, so it's not really one of those felt ones. But if you're not really into that, or you find it intimidating, and you somehow find that you have more control with these, you can absolutely use them that way. And on me, they totally stayed. So they're great. I like the feel of them. They're definitely lightweight, so there's lightweight on the skin. Like, I don't feel like I have anything on. When I had it on my lids, I didn't feel like I had anything on. When I had it as a liner, I also didn't feel like I had anything on. So I like that, because I like to be able to do a full face of makeup, but I don't want to feel weighed down by the makeup. And then they had some other claims, which is that it was budge proof, smudge proof, waterproof, and sweat proof. I have not been sweaty in this. I haven't worn it, like, let's say, to the gym or whatever, so I can't really speak to that. However, I can speak to the budge proof and waterproof factions, because, I don't know if that was the right word, but I used it anyway. I can speak to those things because I've worn them a few days now. They definitely, once they dry down, which is very quickly, they stay on. So it's not going anywhere. So I can definitely tell you that. I can also tell you, in terms of it being waterproof, I always laugh when people need waterproof anything, unless you're crying and wearing mascara. I get that, but otherwise, you know, people be like, "Oh, I want this to be waterproof," and I'm like, "Are you going swimming in it? Like, why do you need it to be waterproof?" I don't understand. Like, sweatproof, I get. People sweat, and sometimes people sweat in their face, and a lot, so they want something that's going to stay on. But I've never really understood like why people need things to be super waterproof. But I figured that out yesterday because yesterday I was walking around Harvard Square. It was raining. I had an umbrella, but it was kind of one of those days where it was pointless to have an umbrella because the wind was whipping the umbrella around. So I decided not to use the umbrella, and then I remembered I had a full face of makeup on, including this brow pomade. Now, my eyeliner, which is usually budge proof, waterproof, it wasn't my Kat Von D. I do wish I had my Kat Von D on because I really wouldn't have had to worry about it. But I was wearing a different brand. And that stayed on pretty well considering my face was literally wet by the time I got inside. But I did have a little bit of the eyeliner transfer, you know, where I was able to take it off, but I did have the eyeliner transfer. These brows did not go anywhere. Those brows were truly waterproof. And like I said, it was raining. Like it was properly raining and my face was wet. My coat was soaked for like the next couple hours till I got home. And those brows stayed on. So I can tell you that it is absolutely budge proof and waterproof. So I was really impressed by that. And in terms of the feel, I like it. It doesn't smudge. I like the creaminess when it applies. So all of the claims that they made I can vouch for except for the sweatproof because like I said, I haven't really been in a situation yet with that. We'll certainly find out when the humidity kicks in and everybody's like sweating around here whether that works or not, but there's a few months to go before that happens. The other two things I'll say about this is that the brand is vegan and cruelty-free, so if that is something that's important to you, then know that these brow products are vegan and cruelty-free. And in fact, I think the entire line for Kat Von D is now has both of those claims are true for both of those. So what else can I tell you? Oh, so it comes in 16 colors. There are conventional colors like black, dark brown, medium brown, and so on. There are artistry colors that I always call them Crayola colors because I think people know what I mean when I say that. I have the aubergine because to me this is very wearable. For somebody like me with dark hair, I can ombre it and just add a little bit of an effect. I can use it as an eyeliner eyeshadow. It's a color that I actually really like. And if I really want to have fun, or if I ever go back to having like a maroon or aubergine hair, then this would be like a matching brow for me. There were other colors like red, yellow, blue, green, I want to say. I'm not sure about green, but there's definitely a pink. So there's colors out there. They're beautiful colors. I only get to play with some of them because the store only had like maybe half of the artistry colors. The one thing that I did notice is that the red, although it looks like a proper Crayola red, when I swatched it on my skin, which is, you know, a brownish skin tone, sort of medium, but on the brown side, when I swatched it on my skin, it definitely looked like an orangey red. And so if you're looking for a true red that doesn't have any orange to it or not, I would definitely have you go into a Sephora store and swatch it and play with it on your brow or wherever you're going to use it, whether it's on your eyes or on your brows. Definitely swatch it first because if I was hoping to get a true red because I actually love true red for dramatic sort of looks, but on me it ran really orange and I love orange. Orange is my favorite color, but I don't like orangey reds at all. My lipstick might actually look a little orangey, but in person it doesn't. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. But yeah, if you're looking for a true red, I would say swatch that one because that one on me totally looked orange. And I was actually standing next to somebody with really fair skin, and she swatched it on her hands as well, and it ran orange on her. In fact, on her, it looked straight orange. So again, if you're looking for red, just play with that. But the aubergine one looks exactly as it does in the cap. And in terms of artistry colors, there's two more that I think are really fun for those of you who really like to create with makeup. One is the whiteout color, similar concept to her whiteout lipstick. And the idea is you could literally turn something white, and then you can play from there and have like a white canvas, or you can mix it in with other colors and create different variations with the very many colors that she put out. The other one is I think it is called Bleached Brow. So that's more of I think more of a natural-ish alternative. Instead of whiting out your brows, this is a color that makes them look like you bleached them. So you could wear it that way, or you could go back in with one of your colors or artistry colors and get more of a true pigment payoff. So whether you use the whiteout one or the bleached one, I would think you would get a different effect using any of the artistry colors or the conventional colors. But those tools are there for you to play with, and that's what I love about Kat Von D. I think it's one of those brands that understands that that we want to have control over the way we look and choose whether it's something really traditional and beautiful or something that's a little bit more fun and maybe a little bit more unique. So those are out there. Like I said, I chose something conventional. For me, it was the dark brown, which looks totally natural in my black hair and black brows, and then the aubergine, which to me was a fun color but still wearable for me. And I did one day I put this on and put a little bit of this on over it, and I liked the look of it. As I play, I'll play with this on its own and so forth. One other note, when I was looking at, it was either Kat Von D's website or Sephora.com, but somewhere online where they had already posted these, not available for sale, but where they posted like the descriptions and everything you need to know about them, ingredients and so on. They noted that there's a black for black hair, dark brown for dark brown hair, and so on and so forth. I don't find that to be true for any brow product. I don't think you can necessarily choose a brow product based on your hair color. So my hair is black, but I almost never use black on my brows because when I do, I look like Bert from Sesame Street. It's just crazy looking brows and it's all you see and it's not attractive. So I mention that because some of you might be new to the brow world and you might think, oh, my hair's black, I'm gonna buy black. That's not always the case. For me, I almost always, in every brand I've ever tried, dark brown is my color, or maybe even a medium brown, or if I go warmer, if I do my hair like more brown than chocolate instead of a dark brown, because then maybe dark brown's too dark. That being said, there are some of you out there with black hair who would want black. I think if you have a deeper skin tone than like a deeper brown skin tone, you might very well like black because it probably looks nicer on you. If you are Asian, not necessarily East Indian Asian, but if you are Asian and you have black hair, you might like the black because the dark brown might run a little warm and it might stand out in your hair instead of blending in. So there are definitely people out there with black hair who will absolutely love the black, but I am a person with black hair and I cannot wear black at all. So if you have my sort of coloring, keep that in mind. You might be more of a dark brown person or even a medium brown or chocolate, depending on your hair, skin, what you're trying to achieve, and whether you're going for heavy brows, light brows, whether you have hair there, if you're building from scratch. All those things play a factor in what you're going to use, but don't necessarily just say, I have black hair, I'm going to get black, or so on, because I find that that's never the case with any brand, not just this one. General rule of thumb, if you have dark hair, you're probably going to go a little bit lighter. If you have light hair, you're probably going to go a little darker. I actually find the hardest people to match are sometimes the in-between, because I feel like I really just need to go in and see, are we doing an exact match, a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, or so on and so forth. But always good to get your hands on products and try them, even if you're going to order them online. Definitely go in and check these out and make sure you're getting the right color for you. So anyhow, that was a lot of talk about the new brow pomade. I am a huge fan. I think it is fantastic. This will definitely be my pomade that I'm going to use. I still have all the others, so you might still see me playing with or talking about other products because different people like different things, but this is definitely my top pick. In terms of artistry, I'm so excited about this color, and eventually I would love to work my way to have all of them. I would love to get either the bleach brow or the whiteout, and really if money was no object, I would get them both. And I'm most excited about actually the other brow products. I'm excited about that microblading pencil, which I'm totally doing another brow video once all the other stuff comes out, and I'll show you what I have. But I'm also excited about the powder because truly I'm a powder girl. This is what I've been using. It's the Pixie Beauty one. If you want to see a video on this, please thumbs up this video and leave a comment below. But I think this is a fantastic product. I'm excited about the cat one because the packaging is beautiful, and I am a package girl, but also she did something really interesting with that so that her powder, when you put it in, will mimic the look of actual brows. And the difference between her powder and what I think will be everybody else's powder is that your hair has a natural sheen. Mine certainly does in my brow area especially. And sometimes when you use a lot of powder, you could feel like you lose that sheen. So you end up using like one of those mascara wands that gives you kind of that dimension back. And the way her powder is being sold right now is that you're supposed to be able to use this powder and get both of those things. You'll get your color, you get your fill, and you're supposed to also have something in there that gives you the sheen of natural hair color. So I'm very excited about that. Excited about the microblading pencils. totally excited that I finally found a pomade that I'm very, very comfortable using and like the look of, and that won't smear on me. But I'm most excited about the brush that was made for the powder. It's an angled brush with notches cut in it. I want to see how that works with her powder and as other powders that I have, like the Pixie that I just showed you, because I think her tools are hands down my favorite. If I could only choose tools from one brand, I would choose the Kat Von D. They work beautifully. It's clear that they're made by an actual artist, somebody who paints and draws and, you know, does her own makeup at the very least. And so I'm excited about those. So keep your eyes peeled for that next video. It will be coming out shortly after the 20th when I can get my hands on all this great stuff. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the pomade, please feel free to put them below in the comments. I love getting comments from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it when you do that. It means a lot to me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. They did something weird on YouTube where if you don't click the bell, you're not going to get notified when I make a video. So unless you happen to be hanging out on my channel a lot, which I hope you do, but unless you are, you're not going to know when I put up a new video. So if you click both of those, which is free and costs you nothing, you will know when I put up a new video, and also it will make me very happy. So please subscribe to my channel. There's 50+ videos up there already. There's a lot more coming in food, beauty, and other things that make your life happy and bring joy to your world. I will see you again soon. I look forward to spending more time with you. Take care and have a great day.